So was he kind of fun to work for?
Oh, he was great. Yes. Oh, yeah, I love Bob. Oh my God, it's like working for, it was like the highlight of my career, Yeah.
And without a doubt, meeting Robert Venturi is one of the highlights of my fledgling filmmaking career. Since 2009, I've been on a mission to document as many talented artists as I can find who have a connection to the city of Philadelphia. There is such artistic richness here, but even so, Robert Venturi stands out.
The importance of being bad.
Simply put, he and partner Denise Scott Brown have changed the course of world architecture. I wondered what that would feel like. What was it like to become famous? Was that a strange experience?
Well, we were sort of more infamous than famous. I think we were from the very beginning, controversial. I don't think we were ever sort of in fashion particularly. On the other hand, we did get some jobs that were relatively highfalutin.
I'm not an architect, and I don't really know that much.
Congratulations.
But is there like infighting and jealousy and all that kind of stuff in the architecture world? I guess you guys go for the same commissions and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that, a lot of competition, and a lot of problems with, very often, not always, with the critics, the architectural critics. But there are others who were very friendly, and then there are others who were not friendly. There were some who were very negative about us in many ways over time, but then there were others who were pro us.
One very important fan is the influential critic Vincent Scully, who has an architecture prize named after him. Robert and Denise won the Vincent Scully Prize in 2002. But despite all his accomplishments, Robert has been turned down for a lot of jobs that he would have loved to get. You look like the kind of guy who would not carry a grudge. Am I correct?
Yeah, not too much. So there's funny things happen.
Has it been a pretty joyful life?
Both, back and forth. It's a struggle. And if you're not, we've never been easy to take in some ways. And we go to interviews and we only get about 1/4 of the jobs we get interviewed for. And interviews are hell because you have to be charming and intelligent, which is a great strain.
I wouldn't think for you it would. Look, it seems like, unlike most, I'm a painter, and I just have to please myself, but you have to work with clients. That must be difficult.
It is difficult, but it also is wonderful too. It's wonderful to work with clients when it works out well, and when you get along, and that does happen. So in some ways it adds another dimension, which, like so many things in life, involve difficulty, but it involves at the same time positive characteristics.
This may sound like a funny question, but are you religious at all?
Well, I don't go to church or some meeting or anything, but I sort of believe in God and I pray. So I guess in some ways I am.
What makes a person great? Robert Venturi is a brilliant man and one of the most creative people I have ever met. But there is something beyond that. Perhaps it is a question of character or artistic integrity. A few weeks after I visited his Manayunk office with some friends from Swarthmore College, Robert Venturi turned 86. He told us one story that I will never forget. And before you hear it, imagine you have been handed the greatest career opportunity of your life. But to get it, you just have to make one little compromise. What would you do?
We have our own ideas, but we also very much respect, listen to the ideas of the client within certain, up to a point, let's put it that way. For the extension of the Sainsbury wing of the National Gallery extension, we were dealing with the Sainsbury brothers, three of them, the third richest family in Europe after the royal family and the Duke of Westminster. And they were generally good clients. But at a certain point, we put a detail in, and they did not accept it. I thought it out and I said, look, when an architect is working for a client, you are to a great extent the servant of the client. The client is paying you, and you have to respect their requirements for the budget and their requirements for the program. You can't tell them, hey, make this room twice as big or something like that. But concerning the architectural expression, you then have to make it so that you make them happy, but you have to make yourself happy. Your name is on it, your reputation is connected to the architectural expression. And this particular detail we thought was important. So we decided to resign. And we got our highfalutin lawyers in Philadelphia to find very highfalutin lawyers in London to begin the negotiations of resigning. And so after a bit, Sainsbury brothers gave in and said, okay, you can have that element. And so it's there.
Perhaps it is not surprising what Robert Venturi and Denise Scott Brown have accomplished. The Quaker son of Italian immigrants and the English Jew from Southern Africa have enriched architecture by embracing multiculturalism and learning from sources scorned by the old guard. And Mr. Venturi, it is my very great pleasure to have made your acquaintance.